Hello, welcome to the Real Internet Come Forth Meet the Author Session Live. My name is Antoinette Smith, and I am your author. Remember to get your books, get your books, get your books, people. Some of them are on sale at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Google, Apple iTunes, Walmart.com, Target.com, Books A Million, Kobo, Indigo, and Tails. All of them come in paperback and digital version. Get your copies today. Do not forget that we are in the month of October. October is the Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I am a domestic violence survivor. I am wearing my purple. I was in a domestic violence relationship marriage for over 21 years. I am now been a survivor for over 12 years now. You can come out of any and every situation. It is very difficult, very hard. It's very challenging. You're going to need bravery. You're going to need honor. You're going to need strength. You're going to need courage. You're going to need help to get out of these situations. Okay, so I will be doing daily uploads of different words of encouragement, talking about domestic violence. I will be doing my reading of my book, The Real Internet Come Forth book series, value number 3, which is actually talking about the domestic violence. So we are in value number 3, titled Years of a Teen. This is age 16 and 17. And it is a mother, a student, and a battered woman. So I'm going to read all the chapters to you like I always do. But for the month of October, I'm only going to be reading the chapters that is talking about the domestic violence in my life, which started when I was in my teens. And then for the month of November, I will finish up this book by talking about being a student and a mother and being raped. Okay, so that will be the topic for next month, and then we'll be finished with this book. Okay, so chapter 1 is the big adjustment. Chapter 2, the student. Chapter 3, trouble on the home front. Chapter 4, abandonment. Chapter 5, my winter ball experience. Chapter 6, my shame uncovered. Chapter 7, drastic life change. Chapter 8, the mental, physical, and emotional effects. And chapter 9, prime time. Okay, so the chapter I'm going to read about domestic violence is chapter 3, trouble on the home front. And remember to send all your questions, your comments, and concerns. I will address them live. Okay, so send them and I will have a question and answer session where I talk about everything that the questions that you have asked us, comments you have made. I will address them live. I'll do a separate video for that. Okay, so thank you for continuing to watch these videos, share these videos with your friends, your family, and your loved ones. So chapter 3, trouble on the home front. There is trouble on the home front. My children's father is back on drugs, heroin. He is not hiding it anymore. He leaves and stays gone for days at a time. He is still working, but he is high as a kite. Now I know why he nods out now and is always tired, but it's the drugs that make him look and act tired. He snorts it and smokes cigarettes continuously. So now when he is home, he is full of hell. He showed up at my school demanding I come home. He showed up to the school demanding I come to the office. I was like, why are you here at my school? He said, I need you to come home with the children. So I checked out of school early that day. When I got home, he asked, where did you get those clothes from? I said, my mother bought them for me. He said, well, you don't wear nothing that I didn't buy for you. I choose your clothes. I said, okay. And he took my car keys and said that he will be bringing me to school from now on. Excuse me. Well, that lasted 3 days. And then he took my car and went to Chicago and stayed gone for 3 weeks. So during that time, I rode the bus to school and my mother kept my children for me. Well, on the weekends, we went to stay at my mother's house and he showed up at 11:30 p.m. Saturday. So I went outside to talk to him in the car, in the snow and in the cold. He asked me for $2,000 that he had given to me over a month ago. I said, I spent that money. He said, no, the H you didn't. I needed to purchase some things. My mother and I went shopping today. And I got you something. He said, you ain't got me a MFing thing. I was sitting there like, what is wrong with you? I'm just playing. I got my own money. Then he pushed me out of the car into the snow and drove off. I went back into the house and my mom said, "You need me to watch the children?" I said, "No, he is gone." Chapter 4, Abandonment. About 30 minutes later, he pulled up back into my mother's yard. So I went outside and he said, "B, you stay where you spent my MFing money." He threw all my clothes and shoes into the snow. And not only all of my clothes and shoes, he threw all of my children's clothes and shoes into the snow. I said, "What are you doing? Are you crazy?" My mother came to the door and said, "What's going on?" He said, "You and this B spent my money." My mother was like, "What money?" "I paid for Tuki's clothes today." He said, "I told you." I said, "I told you I have your money." He said, "B, you can keep it and find you a place to live and a car." I was so hurt and embarrassed that I didn't know what to do. He put me and my children out of our home. My mother said, "I told you don't move into this his house. Get your own place." And he done threw your clothes and the kids' clothes in the snow. That's stupid. He knows these children need their clothes. So my mother and I got the clothes and the shoes and brought them into the house. I sat up all night. I was so hurt and disappointed in him. The next morning, my mother was on the phone telling my father and her sisters what had been done. So my father immediately came to Hopkins Park to see about me and my family as well. When my father arrived, he said, "I told you that nigga got a drug habit and he has to have it." My mother said, "What?" My father said, "Yes, he has a heroin habit." My mother was like, "What is heroin? And what does it do to you?" So my father educated her on the drug heroin. I was still washing and folding clothes. This didn't make any sense. And I'm going to end the chapter right there. Remember to get your books, get your books, get your books, people. We are talking about domestic violence. I am sharing my story with you of how I went through domestic violence for multiple years, and so now I'm a survivor. Okay, so remember, until we meet again, God gets the glory, and I tell the story. Goodbye.